My name is Justin, as some of you may or may not know, and for the longest time, I've wanted to create my very own comic book. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Ever since I can remember, I've been drawing characters, writing random stories. I remember in high school writing these comics during class, not paying attention. One of my favorite books growing up was Captain Underpants. And here I am, as a 29-year-old. I've been making YouTube videos for over 12 years now. And I finally am taking the step to actually create my own comic book. And surprisingly, making this video was actually pretty difficult because there are so many thoughts going through my head like, where am I going to post this? Is anyone going to like it? Do I need a nice camera? Should I do a podcast? I was getting bogged down by so many different thoughts and ideas that I almost was like, maybe I should just not make a video. After much processing, here I am, sitting in front of a GoPro. And I'm just winging it because I need to get this out. And I feel like I wanted to create a channel that I could document this whole process for you guys. And so I wanted to bring you guys in on this journey with me. But more importantly, I wanted to include you guys in on it. So moving forward, I think this is going to be a mini series on this channel showing you guys everything. I wouldn't consider myself a skilled artist, but for the past several months, I have been using this iPad to draw on, and I started creating these characters. Here's where it started, the blobs. I just started drawing a bunch of different things, and I wanted to see what I liked. And these little characters started to stand out to me. So let me jump right in and just tell you guys about the book I'm working on. So it follows these characters known as the blobs. The blobs are living in a peaceful world when they realize that a meteor is going to strike their planet and completely destroy it. So they have devised a plan to escape and go to a new planet where they're going to habitat it and hopefully start fresh. But what the 5 main characters don't know is as they're escaping the planet from its impending doom, they have to crash land on a completely different planet. A planet that is inhabited by the glitchies. These are the bad guys of book 1. As they land on this mysterious planet, they have to figure out where they are, who's there, and how they're going to get back home. But let me show you the 5 main characters that I've drawn up. These are rough drawings. So we got Goosebump, who is one of the 5 main characters. And my daughter actually came up with this guy's name, Goosebump. I drew the guy, and I was like, hey, what should I name him? And she was like, Goosebump. I'm like, perfect. We got Kadetsky, which he's basically the main character of the 5. Super cool guy, I like his space outfit. We have Wilby Patates. Look at him. He's a tiny little blob, but I really like that guy. We have Zilma, who gets thrown in the mix with these fellas. And last but not least, probably my favorite character, Chubbs Ches. Look at this guy. The guy's a legend. And you're going to find out just how cool he is in the book. So that's the 0 to 60 on this book. But the thing that I'm actually most excited about is including you guys in on this process. What I really want to do is just create a community around this story where you guys feel like you can create your own characters. And for future books, you guys can help with the story. I feel like the opportunities are endless. And I'm just excited to engage with you guys in the comment section. So the biggest thing I've been trying to figure out is once the book's all completed, should I make a Kickstarter? Should I make a Patreon? Should I make a Discord? Should I just keep it to YouTube? So I've been going through all the options in my mind, and that's why I'm curious to hear what you guys are thinking when it comes to next steps. I am serious, guys. I have spent way too much time overthinking things to the point where I'm like, I'm not going to film this video because it's too cold outside. Are you serious? So the time has come for me to stop overthinking and start taking action. Recently, it was super cool because I went through this box that my parents kept for me of all my old creations. There's so many random things that I was making back then. Look, I made this plant book as a kid. I'm not sure why I made this book about plants, but look, it's stapled. I got my name at the bottom. I got the alphabet on the back. Are you serious? It's been super fun creating YouTube videos. But one thing about YouTube is that obviously it is our job. And so we have to be pretty strategic when it comes to how we film things and how it's edited, the storytelling. You have to be pretty analytical. And so with creating this book, I've tried to take a step away from the analytical side of things and tried to just create whatever's in my mind. No limitations. Not trying to do this for money, not trying to do this as it should be done, but just being like, what can I do if I just put my mind to it and there's no walls? Seeing these old comics and stories that I used to write just kind of inspired me to be like, you know what? There are no rules. Why don't you just create and see what comes from it? And so moving forward, I'm going to be working closely with Rick, who is our editor on Stu, our YouTube channel, because Rick is probably the most talented artist I know. And as I've been talking to him these past several months, he also has a dream of creating a comic book. So I thought it was like, this couldn't be any more perfect. Rick and I coming together and creating this world. And so one thing I wanted to show you guys was, obviously I showed you guys the characters that I created, which I actually really like. Like, here's Rick's version of Chubbs. I told him, like, hey, here's the character I created. Could you put your own spin on it? And this is what Rick sent me. And I was like, dude, this is like so cool. When you compare these two, I'm curious what you guys think. Do you guys like the more hard line, or do you like the more sophisticated, like grown-up version of the characters? And I've created way more characters than just the 5 that I showed you. Like, for example, here's another random guy, Gilbrich. I actually really liked this guy as well. His hair reminded me of like some weird noodles, and his shoes are way too cool. But I was getting pretty in depth with these guys. I'm like, you know, he lives here in the meadow, he's a delivery driver, and here's the things he likes. So here's Sally. She's got some sweet hair. I'm not wanting to just create these basic characters. I want these guys to have depth to them. Even if these guys are pointless little blobs, they're gonna have depth. And look at this gal. Her name's Apple. My daughter helped me come up with her name. She's just so cute. She's got a little bow tie in her hair. She's carrying a bucket. I haven't told you too much about the villains of the story, but these guys, known as the Glitchies, they have abilities in their robotic arms. They can produce electricity. Hence, their name is the Glitchies, because they can kind of glitch the environment, I guess you could say. And so the Glitchies, they have an entire army here on the planet that the blobs have landed on. And the Glitchies are not too happy with seeing these foreign invaders. Hey guys, me in my closet interrupting because I forgot to mention one thing. I am already learning on this journey. So when I first started writing this comic, I had this notebook here and I'd write everything down with a pen because I'm around a lot of technology, and so I was thinking to myself, if I can just step away from technology and a screen and write down with a paper, maybe I'll be more creative, which proved to be true. But then I realized, how am I going to write all this on the computer? It's going to take me double the time to do that. So thankfully I was able to find a program that would allow me to literally just take a picture of these pages and it would copy and paste it to my computer. But again, that still took me like an hour and a half to do it all because I've written like 20 pages in this book. So I don't think I'll be writing any more in here. I'm just going to use it to jot down ideas, but it definitely was fun writing with a pen. So I just thought I'd tell you guys that here's one thing I've learned so far. It's like writing in a book is good, but you also have to transfer it to the computer so you can edit. So anyways, back to what I was saying earlier. It is my goal to get it out this year, 2023. I have almost completely finished book 1. And so after I finish it, we're going to go into the illustration phase where we start panel working the entire thing. So I want to try my best moving forward to upload weekly videos of updates and communicating with you guys, because like I said, I don't just want this to be about the book. I want to really create a community where you guys feel like you're involved in it. That's all from me. If you guys have any thoughts, leave them in the comments and I will be reviewing some in the next episode. But other than that, we'll see you then. Goodbye.